There we go. Boy, that feels like a good fish too. He's pulling. Howdy folks, I'm Darren. Welcome to Cross Timbers Outside. Glad to have you with us today. A quick introduction to this fishing trip video. This video took place in 2 consecutive days, back to back. And the fishing conditions were not ideal. Ideal for us as fishermen, but not ideal for catching fish. We went to a reservoir or a lake, and the last 2 days and 2 nights has been a full moon. I feel personally that fish, game fish, and especially crappie, feed very aggressively all night long on a full moon. They can see, the bait fish are more active on a full moon. You could look outside it in the last 2 nights out the window of our home, and goodness, it almost looked like daylight. The moon was so bright. Couple that with a couple of things that I feel are negative to fishing success as far as catching fish. The full moon and little to no wind. The lake just looked like a piece of glass. It was so smooth. And the dam or the reservoir, the power company pulling no water or very little water. There was hardly no current on the lake at all. You could get out in the main river channel and the water, you couldn't even tell it was moving. It was just so still. Couple that with a high pressure system of clear weather, the power company pulling no water, still glass-like conditions on the surface, and a full moon. Made for tough days to fish. Great day for us as fishermen to be out. That's one of those days, it's just nice to be out. And you got to look at fishing that way. That's the way I look at fishing. It's relaxing, it's fun. You're out in God's great creation. What could be any better? If you catch 0, you still have a great, great day. This video took place over 2 trips, back-to-back days, and that's why you may see me with a different color shirt on or something in different clips. Basically, the very same conditions both days. High pressure, hardly no water being pulled by the dam, by the power company. Glass-like conditions on the water, high pressure, and a full moon. But we still managed to catch some fish. We probably caught maybe 20 fish each day. A full day of fishing. It was slow. But we had a great time and really enjoyed our time out in God's great creation. Beautiful weather just to be out, whether you're catching or not. It was just a great, great couple of days. So come along with us in this video. I thought I better explain why you might see me fishing and go, wait a minute, he's got on a different color shirt. Yes, it's a different day. This took place over 2 days. Thanks for watching, I really appreciate it. Let's go fishing. Howdy folks, I'm Darren. Welcome to Cross Timbers Outside. Glad to have you with us on this gorgeous, beautiful day the Lord has made. Let's rejoice and be glad in it. We're going fishing today, 2nd week of March. It's supposed to be 70 degrees today on this lake that I'm on today. As you may be able to see, we're going to do some slip corking with live minnows to start out with. A little bit later, we may do some dock shooting. It's mid-morning. It's about 10:45 a.m. And we're going to start out doing a little bit of slip corking on some crappie that's moved into the creek channels on some brush. And we're gonna fish whatever depth. I'm thinking these fish are gonna be around 8 foot on some brush that I know's here, but we're gonna give it a try with live bait to start out with. Slip corking with live minnows. We're gonna start out with our favorite rod, a Berkeley lightning rod, 8 foot length, 2-piece, limber as a dish rag. You can feel anything on this rod, the slightest bites. We're going to be fishing with a slip cork rig, with a slip cork with a bead and a bobber stop and a split shot about 6 inches above a number 6 Aberdeen light wire hook. All right, let's move up here and see if we can find some fish. Thank you for being with us fishing today. Hopefully, our last several trips has been very successful trips, but no big fish caught. Hopefully today we're gonna remedy that, but you know what, if we don't, that's okay too. I'll be happy today if we catch 0. What a beautiful day to be out in God's great creation. Let's just enjoy our day. We have our little Fray Bill bait tank with us. This is a fantastic little minnow bucket for live bait. If you need a lot of minnows, this is not your bucket. But if you only need a couple of dozen, this little thing is fantastic. Has its own aerator, okay? And will keep your minnows alive. Look at those. For a long time. This little minnow bucket is fantastic. All right. Okay, folks, done caught one. I wanted to make sure I was getting the right depth and everything before I started wasting batteries and card space. I've caught one, and it was a decent one. Like I said, we're slip corking, and I've got my cork set at my stop set at about 8 feet. And we're fishing in 16 feet of water, and these fish are suspended over the top of some brush. 8 foot, that bait didn't sink to 8 foot but a second till a crappie had it. So let's see if that pattern continues. The fishing has been tough today. You wouldn't think so, but it has been. You think such a beautiful day that the fishing would be good. Usually a beautiful day equals not so good fishing. However, I'm not catching that many. I've had to resort back to vertical jigging and slip corking. Since the last time I talked to y'all, slip corking, and I've casted, fished with an underspin some. I have done a little bit of trolling, and fishing has been difficult to say the least. The only thing I have not done yet is dock shoot, and that's coming up. However, I come to a spot here and I'm catching some pretty good sized, eating size crappie at this spot. Finally, they're deep and on brush, so I'm vertical jigging them. And the bite has been very soft, as was expected. The water temperature is 47. And I have talked to several different people at the ramp and fishermen, and most people now, there's a fish, most people now are saying they're keeping fish now. They feel like the water has cleared out enough. There we go. to keep some fish. Let's see how big he is. He's not real big, but is he a eater? He is 9 inches. We're turning him back. If they're not at least 10, I don't keep them. And I have got a couple of pretty nice fish in the live well. Need to turn a little more water on in my live well. So, yeah, I've decided to keep a few. Man, the thoughts of crappie fillets is enough to make you want to keep a few fish. All right, I've got a couple of decent ones in the live well. A couple of, I think I got 3 fish in the live well. And I think I've got 1 12-incher and 2 10-inchers. I do not know exactly how many fish I've caught today. Not a lot. Probably, if we were counting numbers, I've probably caught in the, there's one. I probably caught in the around 10. Okay, this is a smaller fish. Probably about 6 inches. He's going back. The limit here on this particular lake I'm fishing is 15 fish per person with a minimum length of 8 inches. And like I said, if they're not at least 10, I don't consider them eating size. So that's what we're hunting for. It's 10-inch fish or better. And like I said, we've resorted back to vertical jigging. Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do to catch some fish. And that's what they're wanting right now. A very slow presentation right in their face. And I am fishing a 1/16 ounce orange jig head with a salt and pepper crappie magnet body. And I even slip corked this with my slip cork depth set at like 15 feet with a live minnow. And this crappie magnet is out fishing the live bait. And the water temperature is 48 degrees right here. So we're approaching 50-degree water temperatures. And boy, when it gets into the mid-50s, the fishing should really heat up. There we go. Boy, that feels like a good fish too. He's pulling. Yeah, I'd say that's an eater. Close. Let's just see how big he is. White crappie. Ten inches. We got 4 in the live well. There we go. Boy, I love those head shakes of a crappie. Another eater. When I say eater, what I mean is they're a good eating size. They're 10 inches. Or they're at least, no, he's probably 8. He would be a keeper, but not an eater. Does that make sense? Telling you what, when you're this close to fish like you are vertical jigging, you're pretty close proximity to them. You have to be quiet. Now, I'm not talking about talking. I think you can talk all you want, but now don't start yelling and hollering. The noise I'm talking about is the boat noise, stomping around in the boat or the floor of the boat, or dropping things on the floor of the boat, because that vibration and that noise going through the hull of the boat really, I think, transmits down through the water pretty significantly. There's a fish. Crappie, I can feel them head shakes. That's a little one. About another 6-incher. Folks, today we're crappie fishing. My favorite sport fish to go after. I grew up trout fishing, but once I got a little older and was able to get out on the lakes, crappie fishing became my favorite pastime as far as fishing goes. Today, we are going to quickly go over our gear. We're going to start out with, we have a selection of rods and reels and lines and different baits we'll be using throughout the day, but to start with, we're going to start out with a Berkley lightning rod, 8-foot, 2-piece rod, ultra light action, limber as a dish rag. That thing just will bend over double with a 10-inch crappie. Very sensitive. Starting out with a PC Fun Viper X 2000 spinning reel, loaded with 4-pound test, high vis, vicious line. And we're going to start out doing a little casting over some brush. Very overcast today. We're going to start out with a orange head, if you can see that, 1/16 ounce jig head with a crappie magnet bait, and it's kind of a bluish greenish color. I'm not sure what the name of this is. I'll look on the pack in a little while and get back with you on exactly what the name of that bait is. Hopefully today, with this overcast weather we got today, it's been sunny and warm today is a Thursday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it's been in the 70s every day. Our water temperature has warmed up here in the lake to 54 degrees on the surface. Crappie should be transitioning from deep water, winter habitat, to up in these creek channels, near brush in the creek channels, thinking about spawning. They should be in that transition phase with the water temperature at 54. So we're going to target some brush in anywhere from 10 to 15 feet of water in these creek channels to try to catch some crappie that have pulled up out of the deep and they're staging in these creek channels, thinking about spawning. The big females are usually the first ones to pull up. And that's what we're hoping we can catch today, some big slab female crappie. This is usually the time of year you will catch your biggest fish of the year, when these fish pull up in these creek channels, if you can find them. There's a fish. He don't feel very big. Well, so we're gonna put him back. I've got here on this lake, there is regulations and you can keep 15 crappie per person, and it don't matter if they're black crappie or white crappie. And the size limit, they have to be at least 8 inches. Personally, filleting them and cleaning them, I don't like to keep fish unless they're about 10. 10 to 14, 15. Those are the ones that I like to keep if I'm going to keep some. So, yeah, 8 inches, I can legally keep them, but I don't. There's a fish. Little one. Little one, little one. We've had enough little ones. Let's get some bigger ones. But it's finally about to break spring, and boy, are we looking forward to doing some camping this summer. Spring, summer, and fall. Fall's my favorite time of year to camp. There's just something about camping when the leaves are turning color and you have those cool mornings, warm days, but cool mornings. That's enjoyable to camp. There we go. There we go. There we go. I don't. Folks, thanks for being with us today here on this beautiful, beautiful day. We've enjoyed out on the lake fishing, and we caught some crappie. We didn't catch a whole lot, and we didn't catch any really big ones. But we caught enough to keep the day interesting, to keep us wanting to fish. And my goodness, what a beautiful day. If we'd have caught 0, it would have still been a fantastic day. Thanks for being with us. I really appreciate it. Looking really forward to growing this channel and having more content other than just fishing. There's going to be quite a bit of crappie fishing on this channel, but there's going to be other activities as well. We love to mushroom hunt. We love to camp out. Susan is an absolute fantastic campfire cook. We're going to have some cooking videos while we're camping, things of that nature, just things outdoors. Thanks for being with us. I really appreciate it. Let's put our life jacket back on and start the outboard and head towards the ramp and head toward home. It's been a great day. I wished I could just stay all night. Thanks for being with us. I really appreciate it. And I pray God blesses you and your family. And I pray y'all have a fantastic day.